We check our forecast net locations this morning, and I noticed this morning out at Schnepf Farms, here's our camera out there. It's 39 degrees there, so that's good. They've warmed up at a morning low of 28 degrees, and not good news for the peaches at all. I know Carrie Schnepf had told me about a month ago she wasn't concerned about the big cold snap, the freeze we had then, because the peaches weren't in bloom. Now it is a much different story. Stella is out there this morning for us live on the farm with an update on just how bad this cold weather may have affected them. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Well, it is very cold out here. As you mentioned, it's in the 30s, and in May, Schnepf Farms holds a peach festival. And as you can see behind me, you could see the peach orchards. They are in bloom right now, but the cold temperatures we're seeing could really destroy all of them. Hopefully not. So here at Schnepf Farms, they're doing whatever they can to keep them alive. Mark Schnepf is here to talk about exactly what it is they're doing, and it's gone down to 25 degrees in the last couple of days. Is that right, Mark?
Well, it's 25 degrees about 2 weeks ago, but that was before the trees were blooming and we had all the blossoms. So they did okay then. It was last night that was critical. It got down to about 31 degrees, maybe 30 degrees here. And so when it gets that cold, we have to do whatever we can to save these blossoms because they're very, very delicate.
So what is it exactly that you guys are doing? You have warm water out here. Describe where that water is coming from.
We have 2 wells on the farm. One of the wells is 2,000 feet deep. It's a geothermal well. The water comes out hot at about 100 degrees. So whenever it looks like we're going to have cold temperatures, we start that well up. We run the hot water through the orchards and hope that the steam that's rising from the hot water helps protect those blossoms from freezing.
So at 100 degrees, it doesn't cool down that fast, right?
Well, that's right. It will be about 80 degrees by the time it gets to the field, and then by the time it gets to the end of the field, it will be, you know, maybe 60 or 50 degrees, which is all a benefit to these blossoms.
And how much cold can these orchards handle?
Well, when they're in this stage, when the flowers are like this, not that much. If it were to get down to 27 or 28 degrees, we probably would lose a lot of the crop, if not all of the crop. But we would try to do even some more extreme measures at that point.
And you say you won't know for about 2 weeks.
That's right. You don't know immediately whether the cold weather has damaged these blossoms. It'll take 2 weeks before we are really able to tell.
And you say in the past you've even used helicopters. Explain that. What does that do?
We have. Well, the coldest air is the heaviest, so it sits right where the trees are. 2 years ago, it got cold when the trees were in bloom, so we hired a helicopter to come and hover over the orchard just back and forth to stir up the air and warm it up.
Okay, so in the past you did have a peachless peach festival.
Oh my gosh, it was terrible.
Terrible.
In the 40 years of growing peaches, it's only happened once, but yes, there was a year several years ago where we lost 100% of the crop. We had nothing.
Okay, we hope this year that is not the case. So you'll keep us posted in about 2 weeks. Mark, thank you very much. So if you've ever been out here, the peaches are just amazing. So we are hoping for a peach festival, not a peachless peach festival. Back to you guys.